I haven't watched an NFL game probably in 5, maybe 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know how much I love football.
Football coach doesn't watch NFL?
I don't watch NFL. And the reason why is because I watch football to get away from life. Just come in, put the NFL logo on the field, put the players on the field, and play football.
People like Steph Curry and other players and coaches are using their platforms to endorse certain political candidates. What is your stance on that? As a business owner yourself, like, are you the type to want to donate to certain campaigns? Like, what do you think that people should just stay out of it?
They don't live, and I'm talking about the elites. I'm talking about the elite stars of sports and Hollywood and otherwise. You don't live in our lives. Whatever you vote for is not going to affect you either way, whether you vote for Republican or it doesn't touch them. Their wealth has made them at a level that your vote is it can affect the middle class. It affects the lower class, the upper middle class. But once you get to a certain amount of wealth, it doesn't affect you. So I think your opinion is not relative to the issues that most people are going to feel when you vote a certain way. I wish these stars would just keep their mouths shut and do what we pay you to do, which is coach or play or perform.
And it's interesting, too, from a corporate level. I was looking at just seeing the presidential candidates who are running, just taking a look at some of these big corporate entities who are funding their platforms and their presidential race. And since you're a business owner, like, how do you feel about businesses doing that? Like, we're seeing Microsoft and Google. Like, do you think there's a conflict of interest there?
100%. Individuals can support the candidate and make their donations, but businesses giving money, especially these billion-dollar businesses giving, however much not even to the candidate, to the super PACs, because it's unlimited. You're buying that person, and so now they owe you. Right. So you don't think there's backroom talk? You don't think that there's talks between the CEOs or the boards of these large corporations and the candidates themselves saying, listen, I'm going to give some money, but when you get into office, this is what I want on the back end. So it was never supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be the candidates are for the people, not the businesses. And the businesses were supposed to be a beneficiary of the hard work of the people, but never a direct line from business to candidate. It was always supposed to be candidate to the people, and then the people to the business. And that the people was supposed to be the filter between the two.
Do you feel like there is like this push to like want to get companies to have to speak out on certain issues? And where do you draw that line of like, if you're staying silent on something, does it mean you're complicit, or are you just trying to completely just stay out of it?
I'm in the staffing business. People don't care what I have to say. They want to know, can they come here and get a job? Right. And that's so I think if every corporation just stuck to bottling soda, putting food on the shelves, you know what I'm saying? Whatever realm they're in, just stick to that.
Yeah.
Just do that. And that's what, when I come to your store, that's what I'm there. I'm there to, buy from you. But I don't need your opinion. I don't need your input on any of this stuff. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, just shut up. And do your job, and I'll do my job, and then we'll go to the polls, and then we'll put our vote in, and everybody's happy for that. But yeah,
it's definitely been frustrating, especially around this time of year, because like you said, I just want to be able to go to the grocery store and get my groceries. I don't really care where Sprouts politically aligns, and I don't want to hear their opinions. The same thing with anywhere else I go, the gas station, Circle K. Like, I don't care where you align. I literally just want to go and get gas, or I want to just go to the gym. And it's just during these times, like every 4 years, it's like, oh,
yeah,
got to sit here and listen to it again. Or, oh, if you don't speak up on this, you're complicit with what's going on. And it's like, no, I just, like you said, don't necessarily know enough about it to speak on it.
Yeah.
There's always facts that, we have to wait for, especially if there's a case going on or something. Everyone's so quick to want to discuss something without knowing what actually happened. So it's a weird, I think we're in like a weird time now, especially with social media. Everyone wants to have a voice and a platform, and if you don't use your platform the right way, like, you get criticized for it.
I think you're right. Yeah, we're in the era of instant information, and we are in the era of pick a side. Otherwise, if you don't say you're for us, then you're for them. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't speak up in our favor, then you've sided with. And it's not, sometimes people just don't have an opinion. or sometimes people just don't care. I haven't watched an NFL game probably in 5, maybe 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know how much I love football.
Football coach doesn't watch NFL.
I don't watch NFL. And the reason why is because I watch football to get away from life. And when they bring that shit into the sport, I don't care what the cause is. It could be a cause that I'm even passionate about, right? So I'm big on adoption, and that's my big. So I don't care if it was for that. Just come in, put the NFL logo on the field, put the players on the field, and play football. That's all I care about. That's all I'm there for. That's what I paid for. I don't care about any other message that you want to give me, about any other thing that's going on in society. I really don't care. I just don't care. And I don't care. It's just not an issue. I want to watch football.
Yeah.
And I don't want to think about the problems of the world, because there's not just one. There's about 500 problems in the world.
Yeah.
And are we going to put all 500 on the field? No.
So why do we pick and choose?
So why do
which
we pick
one?
and choose? So I don't care. I don't care what your issue is. I don't care what your cause is. I want to watch football. And then when I get outside the stadium, if I choose to pick up a cause and run with it, that's on me.
Yeah, because I know that they do offer a lot of those charitable opportunities in the NBA and the NFL. But I think when it starts to get like so political, you're just like, I see enough of this shit on social media.
Yeah.
I don't need more of it here.
No.
But it's interesting because I don't know if you saw this, because you said haven't been really watching football, but I'm sure you've heard in the news of certain people having to like throw out certain political hats because they can't get into the stadium for it. There's a Mets fan that's suing the Mets because they made him throw out his political gear. You could have a stance on it or not, but like, I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, it would have been allowed, but because certain security guards had a certain feeling or some type of way about it. How would you feel if you're a paying customer, a season ticket holder, and you walk into a stadium and they say, you can't wear that hat and I won't let you in unless you throw it away? How would you feel about that?
I don't wear any political gear, but and I don't wear it because I just want to draw attention to myself. Yeah, that's just my personality. So I respect it. I have my views on things, and I wouldn't wear a MAGA hat, and I wouldn't wear a BLM hat. It's a political statement. So MAGA hats are a political statement of Donald Trump or the right. Yep. BLM is a political group of the Democratic Party. How would I feel? I wouldn't wear one. That's just my personality. Yeah, I just don't care. And again, if I'm going out with my family, so I want to enjoy my family. Yeah. So I don't want to wear something that's going to draw attention to myself, that's going to make someone say something that's going to ruin my night, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
I do feel like people might do that on purpose. I think people do want to start to agitate people.
So that's what I'm saying. And so, so if someone goes to a game, they're doing it on purpose. They want to wear the hat. They want to stir the pot.
I think they have a right to do it, but I do think there are other motives. It's not just like, I'm going to pick this hat out, and I just feel like wearing the hat today. I think it's like, why are you specifically choosing a sporting event to wear a political statement on your body?
Yeah, I think that people should be able to wear whatever they want to wear. Whatever they want to wear, you can't, so because let's face it, some kids have been kicked out of school for having an American flag. Yeah. So if we start saying you can't wear MAGA and you can't wear BLM, right, to try to appease both sides, well, what's next? Someone's like, well, I'm offended by the flag, so you can't wear anything with a flag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as much as we don't want to see it, I just think that we walk down a path that we shouldn't be walking down when we say this is what you wear and this is what you can't wear. Wear whatever you want to wear. You're going to draw attention to yourself. And that's that's that person. Let them do that. But for me, I'd much rather just go to a game, enjoy the time with my family, and leave the political stuff at home.